Hey guys, my name is Igdalia and I'm here with Sean Bay on Their Fight Story. Sean Bay fought his last fight. Your last fight was January 28th, 2017, correct?
Yeah, a little while ago. About 3 years ago.
Yeah, I remember being at that show. And that was your first pro fight?
My first pro fight ever for mixed martial art. I used to box before I started doing MMA, and I ended up switching over to MMA. So I did a couple of amateur fights for mixed martial arts, and then I felt like I was ready to go professional with it. And unfortunately, on my pro debut, I ended up losing. Got caught in submission. I just wasn't 100% focused, and I got caught in submission.
And you also had your own business at that time, correct?
Yeah, I was doing that. I started my own demolition company.
Yes.
Doing some little remodeling stuff, tearing some things down for some people. But yeah, it was all good and going. I was actually doing really well. I had the construction business going. I was fighting, and unfortunately, I didn't realize it, but my body was giving out on me, and I was actually sick. And I kept going to the doctors, telling them that I wasn't feeling good for about a year, 2 years, and they kept brushing it off. And then finally, when I was at work, I ended up collapsing. I think it was actually about maybe a year after I fought. So actually, while I was sick, getting ready for my pro debut, I had cancer, and I didn't know it. I was taking punches, and I was in the gym, and I was actually telling one of my friends, Tommy Davis, I was telling him that I didn't feel the same, and I didn't know if I wanted to keep fighting anymore because I just felt like I was taking a lot of damage. And it turns out it's that cancer. So I ended up collapsing for 6 months to a year after my pro debut, and I got rushed to the hospital, and they started pumping my stomach, and they realized that the whole time I was saying I wasn't feeling good, it was actually cancer developing, and they ended up pumping out 2 liters of blood out of my stomach.
And that was after your fight?
Yeah, it was about 6 months to a year, the tops, right after my fight.
Wow.
The whole time I was fighting, I was training for it, I was getting ready. It's actually a funny story, because the month of my fight, yeah.
A funny story, okay.
It stacks on. So the month of my fight that I was getting ready for, I ended up getting kicked out of my gym. My trainer wasn't paying my membership fees, and they ended up kicking me out of the gym the month of my fight. I ended up moving to the Cape, so I was driving an hour and a half back and forth from Boston to the Cape. And I caught an injury training with Fabio Duran. He ended up injuring my shoulder. Mike Paul there was come pull up the fight. I was like, absolutely not, I'm still going to fight. So that kept going. I was just training around it. And then the week of my fight, I ended up getting food poisoning from, it was stupid. I got a mac and ball, cheese ball from Walmart. It was kind of a quick grab, and it ended up getting food poisoning. And I was in the hospital getting IV bags pumped into me. And Mike Paul there was just once again, he's call out the fight. And I'm like, no, absolutely not. I was like, I'm fighting. So that Saturday on the way there, I ended up finding out I was actually going to have my girlfriend at the time got pregnant. And, she decided to tell me on the way to the fight. And I just kind of fell apart. So it's everything else that was going on with it, plus all that, not feeling 100%, I just fell apart, couldn't keep it together, and I ended up losing my pro debut. It was a nightmare. It was tough, and I just finally I'm feeling better now from all the chemo I went through right after I found out. I just started working again, being active, and now we have this whole quarantine, and I'm being told I have to kind of sit back and just wait. So it's kind of frustrating, but yeah.
I guess it's letting you catch up to the training that you weren't able to have. So when you go back into the cage.
Yeah, no, I definitely feel like I'm gonna go back into the cage a lot stronger. Like I said, my body was falling apart. I mean, by the time I got to the hospital, cancer spread from I was testicular, and it spread from my testicles to my hips, to my stomach, and to my lungs. And the whole time while obviously that process was going on, I was just feeling weak and tired all the time. And I was losing my weight, was going up and down. I just didn't feel like normal. It's I couldn't explain why my body wasn't acting correct. So it's like there's a lot of mental strain on it, a lot of mental strain. But once I found out, it wasn't just like my body was acting crazy and like, I was actually sick. It was kind of a little bit of a relief because I knew what it was and it
Yeah.
get better, so I could just focus on it. And now that I'm feeling 100%, I'm feeling stronger. It's like now I just feel like I'm more focused and a stronger fighter, and I just want to get back in there and like show everyone what I can do 100%. I was on a good run right before my pro debut, and with everything else going on, I don't want to make excuses, but I was on a good run in the amateurs from May, and right when I started feeling changes, everything kind of just fell apart. So it's like I'm kind of just like really waiting to get back in and start, rebuilding my record. But I'm actually not going back to MMA. I'm going back to boxing.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, a lot of people. I might take a random MMA fight, just for fun. But I plan to go back to boxing. I had
Nice.
a lot of success in boxing in my early 20s, like 19 to 24. In 2012, I was ranked fourth in the country for amateur boxing. Yeah, with the 2012 Olympic trials, ended up taking fourth there. And then I was also a four-time Golden Gloves for New England, all New England. Yeah, it's four-time for all New England from when I was like 19 to 22. I was, but I had a lot more success in boxing. And like I love MMA, I love grappling. Like doing it here and there is fun, but to consistently train and do it every day, it's not really where my heart's at. Like I like to stand and bang a lot more, so it's like I really just don't want to go into a sport where I have to give the opportunity for somebody to try and take me down when I really don't want to deal with it at all.
Of course.
And it's about money. But you make more money in boxing anyway. Boxing pays actually a lot more than MMA does. So if I was going to do something for the money and to, better my career and something I really enjoy, I just figured boxing would be the better thing.
When they told you had cancer, what stage? Like, I think I remember that. I think I saw you at Lion Fight, and I remember walking out, and you just threw that on me. Like, yeah. By the way, because you were like doing flips in the hall, at the casino, you were doing flips or kicks and stuff, and I'm like, what the heck? And you're like, yeah. And by the way, I'm not gonna fight because I have cancer, and I'm like, what? Like, and I look at my husband, and I'm like, did he just say what I think he said? And he's flipping around, and he's. You know what I mean? It's like...
Yeah. I think at that time I was probably a little stressed out, so I might have been with the casino watching the fight, I was probably drinking a little bit. That's probably in my own head. I mean, I've always been an active, like, rambunctious person, so it's like, it gives off like a false illusion, like, it's like you're telling people you're sick, but yet you're still moving around, jumping around, and everyone's like, oh, like, he seems fine, but it's like my tank, it's like, for me, like I could jump around and out like a fool all day for hours on end. But when I was sick, I had like an hour in me, and next thing I'm going to sleep. Like I'm tired, I don't feel good. So it's kind of weird. It's like you can't really 100% compare each case. The cancer is different. Some people, if they're not active people at all, like when they get sick, then it brings them back a lot worse than somebody who is healthy and shape. They can get sick and still be able to do more than the average person who doesn't do anything at all. And that's why this whole entire quarantine just doesn't seem like the most intelligent thing of handling this. Like, to then suppress everybody's immune system kind of just seems like we're going backwards.
Yeah. It's not, I don't agree with the way they're handling it either. Because I feel like when, you have kids, they tell you need to bring them outside, you need to expose them, to let them play in the dirt, let them do this, because they need the germs to build their immune system, their antibodies. Yeah, but now we're all contained, and it's like, okay, so then what happens when we get out of the house? And then we're really exposed to it. And our immune system is low to begin with because we're babying it, kind of, and now...
Well, you gotta remember, a lot of people aren't even into health. Like, so when you say you need to work out or you have to be active, some people aren't active or work out at all. Yeah. So to hear that and say, like, you're complaining that you need to work out because you believe in health, nutrition and exercise to help stay healthy, a lot of people don't even think like that. Like, they wouldn't do a jumping jack to save their life. So they're like, oh, you just want to work out. Like, it's not about the exercise and staying in shape. And it's like, it's 100% that.
Yeah.
It's 100% staying healthy and active and socializing, and like, you know,
Yep.
you need that mental connection with other people. And
Yes.
I've seen 4 doctors come out and openly, publicly, you know, speak against it and saying that the quarantine doesn't match the science.
Yep.
But when you bring those points up, everyone just ignores them. I mean, I get it. You just want to feel like they're helping and that their avenue is going to save people, but I'd be curious to see how many people have been affected in a negative way when this quarantine's over. Like when they really sit down and do the numbers.
Yeah.
You know, you got people stuck in their houses. Like, you know, not every household's the same. You know, everyone, you know, some kids use, you know, this escape of, you know, being able to go to sports or being outside to get away from negative households. Like, whether you have abusive parents, you know.
Yeah.
It's like some of this quarantine put people on top of each other and stuck on each other with, you know, all this stress. And then if some people aren't working and they're stuck at home, you're creating very toxic lifestyle issues that will affect people for the rest of their lives when this quarantine's over. And those numbers need to be taken, you know, into consideration also.
Yeah.
But we're saving some, but I feel like we're doing a lot also.
No, I agree. They don't understand the mental, the emotional importance that we need to be out. I mean, the children, the spouses, they're all affected, and they're just looking at one aspect, but they're not looking at the other one. How is it with you and your son now that you have like huh?
Now that I have energy to actually do stuff with him?
I mean, I remember seeing your post, and you would say, you know, my doctor said I have this amount of time, but my son is what drives me. My son is the reason why I'm going to keep fighting. And that was like, oh no, like he needs to do it. Like I was always rooting for you, you know, like, come on, you can do it, you can do it. So whenever you would post something that was kind of like, and it's understandable when you were down because, you know, it takes a toll on you. It was like, no, it was like, you got this, you know, it's like, you're a fighter, not only in the ring or the cage, but in life, you know, and your son is, you know, lucky to have you because he can look up to you and be like, my dad never gave up. My dad, you know, he could have given up and he chose not to. And then he can be proud to be like, and he did it for me. Not many kids can say that.
I mean, when I found out, I was actually, when it really got bad, the first they diagnosed me the first time, they told me that it was only stage 1 and they missed it. And it turned out it was like stage 2 or 3 when I first went in. So it actually spread quickly. And yeah, when they finally, like, you know, realized what it was, they were like, you have 6 months to live. I don't know, I was in the hospital, I was like, oh, that's great, my son's only 3 months old.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if I die in 6 months, I'm like, my son probably won't even know my name or like who I really am. So, you know, I never had a father growing up, like, ever. My dad was just kind of like randomly in and out of my life and always just like spewing garbage. So I just, in my head, I just wanted to be like, yeah, I want my son to know me.
Yeah.
To know that I care about him and that, you know, he was my focus and that, you know, even though my father wasn't mine, like I am, you know, he is mine. So with him being like my main focus, I just kind of told myself, I'm like, I need to be around long enough for my son to know who I am and that I love him and that I'm here for him. So regardless if anything happens, like at least he'll know that. So that was kind of like my whole motivation to like stick with it all because I've had a pretty rough life and it's easy to quit, you know. And that's what I say to people all the time. It's easy to hide in your house and to lock the door and say I'm just going to stay away from everybody and this thing's going to blow over, and it's not. It's not going to blow over. You know, whether you get sick and you get better, or you get sick and you die, like that is life. I mean, it sounds cold saying it, but this isn't a perfect world and it never has been.
No.
But to shut down, just to stop living, I fought to live.
Yes.
When everyone's like, oh, you could be in the hospital, you know, you could get sick possibly. It's like, all right, well, you know, people have gotten sick, like, take it serious. Like, listen, I was just sick.
Yeah.
I just fought out of the hospital, like, and if I need to take the chance where I'm like sick again, I need to fight my way out of it again, I will, but I'm not going to stop living. And I'm not going to be afraid to leave my house. Like, that's not the way to live. I'm a fighter. That's what it comes down to. I'm a fighter, and I want to take my chances on the battlefield. I want to be able to provide for my son. It's like, just sit here and, you know, you can't work a certain job, can't go to school. Like, I'm supposed to be going back to school right now, and it's like, I just feel like it's all kind of being like snatched away from me and put on hold. Which is kind of tough. It's kind of tough to take that. You just fought so hard to get to where you want to be.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I hope this is as good as everyone says it is, and I hope it can just blow over. Because I would definitely like to get in the ring and knock some people out again.
And I want to be ringside to take pictures.
Yeah, definitely got a lot of built up aggression, so I definitely let a lot of it out.
Yeah, no, definitely. I see you have a tattoo.
Oh, my neck, yeah. As a Pan-African Rebellion cover.
Okay.
Marciano.
Alright.
It's nice.
I had a fighter who did that. He's like, power to my culture or something, and
yeah, power to my people.
Yeah, and I was like,
you can do it in every race. Irish people, Ireland,
yeah.
You got the Italians doing the same thing, and Mexicans do the same thing. And it's like as soon as you throw it up for the Black Power, everyone looks at you like, oh, Black Power. It's like it's about unity. It's about the unity of our people. It's like I want that for my people. So
yeah.
Like, I'll do it. I'll be proud of it anyway. That's why it's on the side of my neck.
Yeah.
And of course, I use Marcus Garvey, the colors of the Pan-African Rebellion movement. That to rebel against the oppressors.
Now, you also changed your name, correct?
Yeah, I changed my last name to Bay, from more of like the Moors.
Yep.
If you don't know who the settlers, like the African, they're pretty much like the African Black Dynasty. They were sailing the world 10,000 years before anybody. That's why you find all those like statues and those statues with those heads in the ground with like turbans on them.
Yes.
Like those were Moors. Like people don't know their history and they don't look up their facts. But I've always been a person who look up that history when it comes to it. I changed my last name from Betancourt to Bay because my father's last name was Betancourt. And he always told me like it's about family, this and that. But he was never there. And one day he made a comment about like saying it was his name. So I kind of was just like, yeah, it's kind of just like, you know what, you can have your name, what I'm having. I figured I'd go back to my ancestral roots. The Bays, it's supposed to be a surname. It's like supposed to mean sir back in the day. So I chose that as a name, and just because, the Moorish movement, which is like kind of like the liberation of the African people, the Black people, the Empire, the dynasty. They went by Bay, so I just felt like it was suited, especially in this time where, me myself, I'm always been about, the empowerment of my people. So I decided I was like, I'm gonna switch my name and start moving towards that direction. Pretty much be who you talk about being. Actually stand for it. So I went and changed the name, kind of cut ties from my past, and moving forward, it's just about anything that's positive, anything uplifting to my life and the people around me that look like me or don't.
Yeah, I always thought it was a religious. I thought it was a religious. That you changed your name for religious purposes.
Oh, because my son's mother was Muslim, and she got pregnant. Like we were messing around. She was Muslim, I wasn't, and I'm very spiritual. Like anything, even like any religion. Like I can read from any religious book or doctrine, whatever you want to call it, and I can take something from it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can take the message, and the message has always been like, you want to pray or meditate 5 times a day. You want to eat healthy, clean. You want to take care of yourself and the neighbor. And it's just, to me, it never really mattered like who was saying it. It's just a message. Like as long as you're a good person. So unfortunately, she got pregnant and she was having issues. Their family was very strong in their beliefs, and they asked me if I would convert. Spirit, just help. I don't know, just to help with them. So I said sure. I wanted to help with her family and stuff. So
okay.
I ended up converting for them, and not to say I don't believe in the Islamic faith. I definitely believe in a lot of things they say and how they carry themselves. But I'm just more of a spiritual person.
Yeah.
I just found my spirituality isn't going to come from anyone else or any other book besides myself. I feel my body is my temple, so I just try to take care of it the best I can and just be a good person. But yeah, I ended up converting to Islam. Didn't work out too well, but I did. So,
So this all happened. Everything happened at the same exact time.
quick, yeah. Like I said, she got kicked out. I had to move because my son's mother got kicked out for dating me at the time. Because the family's really Muslim, and like I don't know if like they had issues about black or whatever. I don't know. Maybe they just hated me. But they ended up like kicking her out, and then in order for like when they found out she was pregnant, and kicking her out, and then in order for her to be allowed back in the family, I had to like convert to marry her, to, like for them to accept her, and it was just a nightmare. It didn't work out. Like, even when I did what they wanted, they still hated me, so it was just kind of pointless, and it failed anyway. But yeah, a lot of stuff was going on. I was sick. I wasn't feeling 100%. I got a new girlfriend who gets kicked out for dating me, so I had to take her in. We weren't dating out. We were splitting. I'm sick, and I ended up losing my pro debut to throw it all on top. That shit was wild.
Yeah, because
past couple of years, it's kind of like how to like put it. I feel like if I just tell the story straight through, it'd be me like just telling like bad stories after bad stories after bad stories. So like I still try to be like upbeat about it and like laugh about it, but it's like I feel like sometimes if I just tell my story, it would just be like a nightmare of like a town.
it's not, because you're here today. You used everything that was supposed to destroy you, and you overcame every single barrier. You overcame every single obstacle that was presented to you. You used your faith. You used your son. You used everything positive that you loved in your life to turn everything negative around. So it's not a nightmare story. I mean, obviously you went through it, so it's a different view for you. But from the outside, it's very, like, it's powerful. It's inspirational. It gives people hope that no matter how dark things can be, there is a way out. You just need to find that light, that inspiration, that drive. And your drive was your son. So, God works in mysterious ways, because maybe her family thought it was a bad thing that she got pregnant. But you know what? That was what drove you to come out, out of that hole.
My son, carrying my name on my right hand, I didn't have a son. I knew it was going to be a boy before they even found out. I just felt like it would hit me harder if it was a boy than if it was a girl. Of course, everyone was like, "Oh, you're going to have a girl because you're a playboy." God's going to give you a girl, but I'm like, I was never like intentionally never really was bad with females like that, So it's like I just didn't really think like I was gonna have a daughter. I just knew because of like what I went through and the struggles I went through as a boy without a father. I just kind of knew that it was gonna be a boy because I don't know, it just hit with me, and I ended up having it was a boy, and I ended up having my son. And come to find out, because of the cancer, I actually can't have kids.
You see, you have a blessing.
Kind of my miracle, regardless of how it went, it was at the right time. And I had a kid where if I didn't have a kid at that moment, I was never gonna have a child.
Yeah.
So it really was kind of a blessing. And realistically too, with the whole things going well, staying positive and keep moving. It's just things can always be worse.
Yes.
Like they can always be worse. So it's like as low as you think you are, it's like you might just want to be appreciative of where you are and try and work with it. Because if you don't, it will get worse. And then you'll be begging to be where you just were like a year ago. So,
how did you work through all the mental obstacles that you were going through and the emotional aspects that you were dealing with? Because people looking at you would say it's humanly impossible for somebody to endure everything that you went through. How would you put that into words to help others?
Don't be too hard on yourself. Understand, you're gonna have your weak moments. You're gonna break. That's natural. It's not like it's not. Like even in fighting, I'll base it mostly off fighting. But I know you can get knocked down in a fight. It doesn't matter if you get knocked down. As long as you get up, you can get knocked down, come back, get up, and fight for a win. So being knocked down doesn't matter. It's just if you stay down. If you stay down, it's over. There's no other option besides you lost. So So even if you get knocked down, you just don't stay down. You have to get up. You're gonna have your weak moments. You just need to, take them as they come, and talk yourself out of it. Appreciate what you do have. Like when you stop being down on yourself, stop thinking about how it could be worse, and realize that you're still blessed. So that would pretty much be the best thing I can say. Is just don't be too hard on yourself and just kind of roll with the punches.
What would you say to the children who didn't have a father like you? What would you say to them? Because you went through all that, and look at you now. You never gave up. You never stopped. So what advice would you give these kids that, their father just walked away?
It's not your fault. It's not your fault. You're definitely capable of being loved. If your father did walk out and leave you, then I'd have to say because he doesn't know how to love himself. He doesn't really have anything to do with you. And just try and break the cycle. Try and say, try and be a good person regardless of, even if you don't feel worthy or you don't feel like good at times. So just try to be a good person because you don't want to build regrets on top of stuff. You don't want to have more. I guess you don't want to question yourself if you're a good person and you're worried because you're doing negative things. So I try and stay as positive as you can. Try and treat people the way you want to be treated. It's hard because you don't have a father. You need a man in your life. You typically, I feel like with boys, they might be a little bit more aggressive at times. Boys definitely fight more. That's not a thing that that's not like any hidden saying in society. Like boys definitely fight more, and I feel like for me, at least when I was a kid, I was very aggressive, and I got into a lot of fights because I didn't have a father to teach me how to handle things. That's how you react. It's not so much what you go through; it's how you react. And I would just try and tell them to stay as positive as they could and focus on themselves. And if they get in the position to break the cycle, to do that. My thing was always stick around because I didn't want to be a hypocrite to my father. So I used to talk bad with my father because I said, "Oh, he's a bum. Like he left. He should have put his life behind and focused on mine." So I was a kid, and it just came down to the end not being a hypocrite. I didn't want to run on my son. I didn't want to give up on my son because I talked so much trash about my dad when doing that. So, just breaking the cycle. Pretty much just knowing it's not your fault. Your father's probably going through something that he can't deal with himself, and try and take care of yourself and watch your own back. And when you get in the position, you have a child, break the cycle. Don't make your own kid feel how you want to feel. You can't go through tough times and want other people to go through them because you made it out okay. If you made it out okay, then you wouldn't want someone to struggle in general. That shit, if that was so hard and so emotionally damaging to you, why would you ever want anyone to go through it? And if it's just because you made it out okay, I just don't think that you made it out okay. I did well without a father, and times were tough, but I got by. It doesn't mean I want my son to have that same position. I'd rather my son to have, because it's easier for a child growing up with two parents. So I just want to make sure I just break the cycle.
Nice. Before we wrap up, is there anything that you want to say that you didn't say?
And I want to say that I didn't say. I don't know, not really. I think I said a lot. I talked a lot. I kind of walked the walk now. So the only thing I really think about this moment is just pretty much making things happen. So I don't really have much more to say. I just want to get back in the ring and start knocking people out again.
Nice.
I feel like I just kind of save the rest of the trash talk in the ring.
Sounds good. Thank you very much, Sean. I really appreciate your time.
I appreciate you listening.
No, thank you for sharing your story because you're going to help so many people. And
I hope so.
No, you are.
If my struggle can help some people, then I'm happy to go on through it.
Thank you. Have a blessed day.
You too. Take care.